People are kind enough to identify me with the song If You Knew Susie. Actually, you know, it was introduced by Al Jolson. He didn't like it and turned it over to me. Many years later, when we both appeared at a benefit, I finished my act with the song and did 4 or 5 encores. When I came off stage, Al said, "If I knew the song was that good, you dog, you'd have never gotten it." I've supported a lot of girls in my life, but Susie is one gal who's helped this old boy make a very nice living. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. There's none so classy as this fair lassie. Oh, my goodness, what a chassis. We went riding, she didn't balk. From the country, I'm the one that had to walk. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. I have got a sweetie known as Susie. In the words of Shakespeare, she's a wow. Though all of you may know her too, I'd like to shout right now. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. She wears long tresses and such tight dresses. Oh, what a future she possesses. I had a mustache as cute as a pup. Susie kissed me and she burned the darn thing up. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a... Out in public, she's meek and mild, but in the parlor, mother dear, come save your child. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. I can recall many pictures of the great Ziegfeld, for whom I worked, for so many years. But the picture that stands out foremost in my mind is this. During the run of Whoopee, at about 9:15 each night, I'd see Ziggy in back of the New Amsterdam Theater, leaning on the rail and listening as if he were hearing it for the first time, Eddie Cantor singing. Every time I hear that dear old wedding march, I feel rather glad I have a broken arch. I have heard a lot of married people talk, and I know that marriage is a long, long walk. To most people, weddings mean romance, but I prefer a picnic or a dance. Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. The choir sings, here comes the bride. Another victim is by her side. He's lost his reason, 'cause it's the season for making whoopee. Down through the countless ages, you'll find it everywhere. Somebody makes good wages, somebody wants her share. She calls them toodles and rolls her eyes. She makes them strudels and bakes them pies. What is it all for? It's so he'll fall for making. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I hear? Well, can't you guess? She feels neglected, and he is suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't phone or even write. He says he's busy, but she says, is he? He's making whoopee. He doesn't make much money, $5,000 per. Some judge who thinks he's funny says you'll pay $6 to her. He says, now judge, suppose I fail? The judge says, budge, right into jail. You'd better keep her. You'll find it's cheaper than making whoopee. You know, in Mr. Ziegfeld's Follies of 1919, we had 4 tremendous song hits. A Pretty Girl Is Like a Melody, Mandy, You'd Be Surprised, and How You Gonna Keep 'Em Down on the Farm. I was a pretty lucky guy. The songs You'd Be Surprised and How You Gonna Keep 'Em Down on the Farm, Mr. Ziegfeld handed to yours truly. The farm song was one of the quickest hits I ever had. I've never tired of singing it. Lend an ear, won't you? How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Harry? How you gonna keep 'em away from Broadway, jazzing around, painting the town? How you gonna keep 'em away from harm? That's a mystery. Imagine Reuben when he meets his pa. He'll kiss his cheek and holler, ooh la la. How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Harry? Gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Harry? How you gonna keep 'em away from Broadway, jazzing around, painting the town? How you gonna keep 'em away from harm? That's a mystery. They'll never wanna see a rake or plow, and who the deuce can parley-voo a cow? How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Paris? One of the best friends I have in the world is a guy with the biggest nose and a heart to match, Jimmy Durante. When I was a singing waiter in Coney Island, Jimmy was my piano player. He couldn't play very well, but then I was no Caruso myself. Even in those days, James had a language all his own. He makes up words Webster never would have dreamed of. But you know exactly what he means. For instance, Jimmy won't fly. Several weeks ago, we were to play a benefit in the East. We were in Los Angeles. I begged Jimmy to take a plane. He said, I ain't flying, Eddie. If Mother Nature wanted me to fly, she'd have made me with feathers. All of this leads into a song which Jimmy brought me many years ago and which I've never stopped singing. I enjoy it. Hope you will too. Josephine and Joe were so in love. Oh, so in love. So much in love. In the hall for hours they would stay. When Josephine came in, she'd hear her mother say, Josephina, please no lean on the bell. When you mush, please no push the bell. I heard Mrs. Caruso telling Mrs. O'Flynn, somebody keeps ringing, but nobody comes in. You can squeeze all you please, that's all right. But don't you keep us from sleep every night. When you make love in the hall, stay away from the wall. Josephina, please don't lean on the bell. Or you're coming from work and you wanted the sup. I'm a cook of the nice macaron. Then you make her sit down, then you make her get up for your fella, he call on the phone. Or you go to the park and you sit in the dark. You make her what they call it a pet. It's a lipstick here, it's a lipstick there. You don't get it from eating spaghetti. Or you say goodnight about 11 o'clock. That's what a good gal should do. But you take it too long when you say the goodnight. You don't finish till 2:30. Say, why you don't bring your fella upstairs? Ravioli with peppers I cook. You can make it the love with a kiss and a hug and a mom and a bob, then a look. Don't I bring you up and I make you fat with a soup and a pasta fazool? But you stay up until late and I make you thin. What's the matter? You making me fool? Why you don't get married and raise the fam, then I make you the promise I keep. I'll buy you the furnish and pay for the rent, and we all can get us some sleep. Josephine, please don't lean on the bell. When you mush, please don't push the bell. You could have so much fun with that son of a gun, but Josephine, please don't lean on the bell. Folks in Georgia about to go insane since that new dance down in Georgia came. I'm the only person who's to blame. I'm the party introduced it there. So give me credit for knowing a thing or two. Give me credit for springing something new. I will show this little dance to you. When I do, you'll say that it's a bear. First you put your two knees close up tight. Then you sway them to the left and then you sway them to the right. Step around the floor kinda nice and light. And then you twist around with all of your might. Stretch your loving arm straight out in space. Then you do the eagle rock with style and grace. Swing your foot way around and bring it back. Now that's what I call Ballin the Jack. You want to take a little trip? Let me take you back to 1913. The place is Houston, Texas. That's when I first sang Ballin the Jack. One of the acts on the bill was called Win and Lee. Al Lee, 2 years later, became my partner. But in 1913, he was coupled with one of the funniest men alive, Ed Wynn. Do you remember when a good part of this nation used to tune in their radios on Tuesday nights to hear Ed Wynn, who'd start off by saying, "The program is going to be different tonight, Graham. I was going to sing my favorite song, I'll Send You a Kitten, Sweetheart. You could use a new puss." But just because it's my birthday, I'm not going to do it, you know. Did you know, Graham, I was born in the last month in the year, the last week in the month, the last day in the week, the last hour in the day, the last minute in the hour, the last second in the minute? Say, you know something? I came down here not getting here at all. Then you twist around with all of your might. Swing your foot way around, then bring it back. Now that's what I call Ballin the Jack. I was around at the birth of this song, Yes Sir, That's My Baby. The writers, Gus Kahn and Walter Donaldson, were at my home for dinner. They'd brought my daughter Janet a little toy pig. And after dinner, Gus, the lyric writer, said to Donaldson, "Walter, sit down at the piano. We may knock out a little song to make expenses." Walter started doodling at the piano, but no matter what he dreamed up, Gus couldn't seem to think of words to fit. In the meanwhile, my kid was playing with the toy pig. She kept twisting the tail of the pig because it made a musical sound, something like dee-dee-doodle-doo-dee-dee-doodle-doo-dee-doodle-doo-doo. Gus Kahn was distracted by the noise from the pig, but suddenly he said, "Walter, listen, that pig is grinding out of tune. Can you do anything with it?" Well, Donaldson started fooling around, and in less than 20 minutes, Gus had written on the back of an envelope, "Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe." And Gus Kahn got himself a cool $50,000 for this, which is a lot of money for a little Jewish boy to get from a pig's tail, huh? Who's Who's that coming down the street? Who's that looking so petite? Who's that coming down to meet me here? Who's that? You know who I mean. Sweetest who you've ever seen. I could tell her miles away from here. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, ma'am, we decided. No, ma'am, we won't hide it. Yes, ma'am, you're invited now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say, with feeling, yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, ma'am, we've decided. No, ma'am, we won't hide it. Yes, ma'am, you're invited now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say, yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Well, look at that baby. Do tell, don't say maybe. Nell's bells, won't she cause some row? Pretty soon, we will hear that Lohengrin tune. Who for should she be, sir? No one else but me, sir. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Way down on the levee in old Alabama, there's Ephraim and Sammy, there's Noah and Hammy. On a moonlight night you can find them all. While they are waiting, the banjos are syncopating. What's that they're saying? What's that they're saying? The while they keep playing, I'm humming and swaying. It's the good ship, the Robert E. Lee, that's come to carry the cotton away. Watch them shuffling along. See them shuffling along. Go take your best gal, real pal, down to the levee. I said to the levee and join that shuffling throng. Hear that music and song. It's simply great, mate, waiting on the levee, waiting for the Robert E. Lee. The song Robert E. Lee was introduced by the greatest minstrel of them all, my good friend Al Jolson. For years he reigned supreme at the New York Winter Garden. We comedians kidded him about never playing the Palace Theater, and Al said, "Now I know just when I'm going to be at the Palace." When, we asked him. Jolie answered, "Why, the day that Jack Benny, Eddie Cantor, Groucho Marx are on the bill. I'm going to buy out the house. Then I'm going to tear up all the tickets but one. I'm going to sit in the front row and yell, 'Slaves, entertain the king.'" And that's just what he was, the king. Once you saw him perform, you became a subject for life. Al loved the horses. And one time at the Santa Anita racetrack, Al whispered, "Eddie, put yourself a little bet down on his horse. He can't lose." Cantor, always the conservative, asked, "Al, is the horse really that good?" He shouted, "Good. Well, let me tell you something, boy. I happen to know that horse has a bet on himself. He'll not only win the race, but he'll run up to the window, cash in his tickets, and run down and sit in the grandstand to see who comes in second. It's simply great, mate, waiting on the levee, waiting for the Robert E. Lee." Back in 1921, when this marble-eyed guy was clapping his hands, rolling his eyes, and singing Ma, Warren Harding was inaugurated the 29th president. Prohibition had been with us a year, and three of the most important words were, "Joe sent me." Atlantic City held its first Miss America contest. Jack Dempsey fought Carpentier at Jersey City for the first $1 million gate in prize-fighting history. It was also the first major prize fight to be broadcast by radio. Yaritza, the great singer, made her American debut at the Metropolitan. That year, I joined the Metropolitan, too. That is, insurance company. And when they heard me sing, they wanted to cancel the policy. Something about hazardous occupation, I don't know. But let's all give a listen to the song I introduced back in 1921. The old gal is still good. Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. I'm beside him. Mercy, let his conscience guide him. Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee. Every minute he gets bolder. Now he's leaning on my shoulder. Ma, he's kissing me. Little Lily was oh so silly and shy, and all the fellas knew she wouldn't bill him true. Every single night some smart fellow would try to cuddle up to her, but she would cry.
Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart.
She's beside him.
Mercy, let his conscience guide him. Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee.
Every minute he gets bolder.
Now he's leaning on my shoulder. Ma, he's kissing me.
Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. If you peek it, you will see I'm gonna weaken. Ma, he wants to marry me. Golly gosh, oh gee. He makes me weak, he makes me nervous. I have never had such service. Ma, he's kissing me. Believe it or not, the number you're about to hear was inspired by the birth of my firstborn. I came to the music publishers, Waterson, Berlin, and Cider, and started to pass out cigars. Among the recipients of my nickel pure Havanas were Benny Davis, Con Conrad, and J. Russell Robinson. They asked me what we were going to name the baby. I told them, and the next Saturday, I was prancing up and down the stage singing the song they wrote. Here it is. Margie, I'm always thinking of you, Margie. I'll tell the world I love you, don't forget your promise to me. I have bought the home and ring and everything for Margie. You've been my inspiration, days are never blue. And after all is said and done, there is really only one. Oh, Margie, Margie, it's you. You may talk about your love affair. Here's one I'd like to tell to you. All night long they sit upon the stairs. He holds her close and starts to coo. My little Margie, I'm always thinking of you, Margie. I'll tell the world I love you, don't forget your promise to me. I have bought the home and ring and every little thing for Margie. You've been my inspiration, days are never blue. When the preacher makes us one, baby dear, won't we have fun? Oh, Margie, Margie, it's you. The song Babyface was born in 1926. That was the year a young girl from the Bronx, Gertrude Ederle, conquered the English Channel. Her time was 14 hours, 31 minutes. In 1926, the national broadcasting company, NBC, was inaugurated. When I first said to the comedian W.C. Fields, "Imagine, Bill, through the microphone I can reach millions of people," he answered, "Very nice, Eddie, yes, very nice indeed. Imagine reaching all those people and how lucky they can reach you, yes, sir." Two new dances were introduced in the year 1926, the Black Bottom and the Charleston. We thought they were quite daring. Have you seen some of the new dances today? Oh, brother, they make the Black Bottom and the Charleston look like an old-fashioned minuet. But let's get to the business at hand. Professor, a downbeat, and Eddie is ready for Babyface. Babyface, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one to take your place, my little baby face. My poor heart is jumping, you sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face.
Oh, my little baby.
Baby face, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one to take your place. Baby face, my poor heart is jumping. You sure have started something. Baby face, I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face.
Baby face, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one to take your place, my little baby face. My poor heart is jumping, you really started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. You're like a breath of spring to me, you're everything with your pretty baby face. The year is 1927. Calvin Coolidge uttered those famous 6 words, "I do not choose to run." In 1927, Lindbergh flew the Atlantic in 33 hours, 29 minutes, and 30 seconds. Today it takes that long to find a parking space in the shopping district. And in that same year, yours truly was at the Orpheum Theater in Los Angeles giving out with this pretty little ditty. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kind of neat? And I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? There she is, that's what keeps me up at night. Oh gee whiz, there's why I can't eat a bite. Those flaming eyes, that flaming youth. Oh mister, oh sister, tell me the truth. Ain't she sweet? See you coming down the street. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh me, oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? Some confection, I repeat. Don't you think that's kind of neat? And I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ida, sweet as apple, apple sour whiter, sweeter than all that I know. Oh, come out in the silvery moonlight of love will whisper, so soft and low. Can't you hear me calling? Seems though can't live without you. Listen, my honey-dew, Ida, kinda idolize ya. I long to love you, Ida, indeed I do. Ida, come closer to me. I'd like to talk to you. You know, Ida, this has been more than just lyrics and music to me. This has been my theme song from the day we met more than 50 years ago. Remember how long we were engaged? 7 years. You see, it cost $2 for a marriage license. You had your dollar, but it took me 7 years to dig up mine. But we finally did get married. And what lovely wedding presents. Oh, a rubber plant, a 26-piece set of silver from Jack Benny. That's right. He sent $2.60 in dimes. And someone gave us a baby carriage. I looked at the carriage and said, now what am I going to do with that? Little did I know. In 1914, I wasn't earning more than 35 bucks a week. But then the dollar was worth something. Eggs were 15 cents a dozen, and the friendly butcher would throw in a piece of liver for the cat, which the cat never got. You ate it yourself. Nowadays, you go to one of the swanky restaurants in Hollywood, and a portion of liver costs $3.50. When we were first married, there wasn't a man alive who could lift $3.50 worth of liver. We've been tremendously happy through all the years. You have given me 5 lovely daughters. You've been a wonderful companion, a loving mother, and a good wife. You have given me everything a man could possibly ask for. Well, that is, well, not everything. There's something you failed to give me, but it's not too late, Ida. Really, it's not. When? Tell me when. When are you going to learn to make a good cup of coffee? Huh? Tell me. Ida, kinda idolize ya. I long to love ya, Ida, deed I